Well, good evening, coasters. Hey, another fine day on the coast, and we're going to get some rain tonight by the sound of it. I had a very good briefing today with the Air New Zealand Chief Executive, and it was good to hear that the service for Air New Zealand into Hokitika is safe. The timing of its returns a wee bit up in the air, but that's no surprise in the circumstances. Now, there was some happy and some concern about the the push by the mayors to get the coast opened and into level 2 as soon as possible. For me, it's all about the figures. Now, government relied on advice from offshore advisors that there would be between 60 and 80,000 New Zealanders die from COVID-19. Same advice with different figures used in Australia, with a different approach, more focused on the economy. Now, our government acted on this advice in good faith. It closed down the borders and implemented a level 4 lockdown. Completely supported. There have only been 19 deaths. When I say only, there have been 19 deaths. And the model used has been proven to be so wrong, one would hope they never feature again in New Zealand. The government could act quickly to reassess and shift the main focus to an economic recovery response. Now we look at the coast, where there's no logical reason not to shift immediately to level 2 and then as soon as possible to level 1. The coast is the same distance in length as it is from Auckland to Wellington. In South Westland, in Karamea, in Reefton, all up the Grey Valley, there is no COVID-19 and there never has been. You need to think about it. Now, some in the community are fearful about being shifted from what they see as a protective cocoon at level 3. This fear needs to be considered against some facts. 10,438 people died in 2017 of heart disease. Now that's a 1 in 468 chance. These figures come from the Ministry of Health in 2019. 9,368 people died of cancer in 2017. That's a 1 in 521 chance. 3,234 people died of respiratory failure. Now that's a 1 in 1,510 chance. 2,113 people died from car accidents and crimes, and that's a 1 in 2,312 chance. 917 people died of diabetes. That's a 1 in 5,328 chance. Now, 668 people committed suicide, and that's a 1 in 7,314 chance. And 378 people died on our roads, and that's a 1 in 12,925. Keep those figures in mind. On average, 92 people die every day in New Zealand. Now, none of the above events resulted in government transferring power to the Ministry of Health and declaring a nationwide state of emergency. I say if we can measure it, we can manage it. And now there's real justification for government to drop the national state of emergency and shift the coast immediately to level 2. We need to focus on the economic recovery. And I'm confident that MSD, and we saw how they've performed with giving out the government subsidy, they've been amazing. I'm confident MSD has the tools to be a big part of this recovery. Development West Coast will be a big part. But the big drivers will be our businesses and our entrepreneurs. And I've got great faith in them. It is very sad that 19 people have died and more will follow. However, we need to ensure a common sense approach is taken to recognise that greater numbers die in New Zealand every day. And without an economy, we won't have a community. One can't survive without the other. Finish off by saying, I'm starting to think that this recovery process is going to go a lot quicker than I originally thought. I'll give you more details on that later. And now, in closing, if you buy a $7 lotto ticket, you will have a 1 in 383,838 chance of winning Division 1. Your chance of catching COVID-19 is 1 in 257,157. Now, you need to just think about that and have a look and compare it to the number of people that die in New Zealand every day now. It's a time for calm heads. It's a time for a sensible approach. But without an economy, we don't have a community. We'll catch you later.